Hello, friends, and welcome to Story Time. Today we're going to be reading the book Perfectly Norman. This book is written and illustrated by Tom Percival. So, this is the front cover, this is the back cover, and this is the spine. And the spine says Perfectly Norman. Okay, friends, let's get started. Perfectly Norman by Tom Percival. Perfectly Norman. This is the title page. And I see here his Norman, and he's playing with a kite. Norman had always been perfectly normal. Look, he's eating an ice cream cone with his friends, and he's playing. He's just one of the crowd. He's just very normal. Until one day, he grew a pair of wings. Oh my goodness, I have never heard of a kid growing a pair of wings. That's pretty cool. The dog thinks it's pretty exciting too. Norman had imagined growing taller or growing a beard like his dad. Look, he's using marker to put a beard on. But he had never imagined growing a pair of wings. Still, they were here now, so he decided to test them out right away. I wonder if they work. I wonder if he can fly. Oh my goodness, he can fly. Soon Norman was swooping around and generally having the most fun ever. That's so cool. It would be so cool to be able to fly. But then he had to go in for dinner. Ta-da! You see, Norman had always been so normal, he didn't know how his parents would feel about his extraordinary wings. As he went in, Norman covered himself up in a great big coat. Look, there's a coat right there in the hallway. He's going to put it on. His parents didn't notice the wings. The wings were covered up by the coat. But they did think it was odd to be wearing a coat indoors. They've never seen him wearing a coat indoors. They must think it's pretty odd. Bath time was problematic, and so was bedtime. Look, he's taking a bath with his coat on, and he's going to bed with his coat on. The coat was hot and uncomfortable, but Norman had decided that no one should see his wings ever. I think it's because he's so used to being normal that he doesn't know what it would be like to be different, to be extraordinary. The next day, Norman went to the park, but he was far too hot to play any of his favorite games. So the kids are going down the slide, they're playing jump rope, and he doesn't want to do any of that. He's just too hot with the coat on. And so it went on. Long car journeys were unbearable. Oh no, he feels like he's going to be sick, doesn't he? And the swimming pool was dreadful. Look, all the other kids are having so much fun in the swimming pool, and he's over there with the coat on. He wouldn't be able to get in the pool with his coat on. But that was nothing compared to his friend's birthday party. Look, they're all on the bouncy house, the moon bounce, and he thinks that would be too hot to get on there. So he's just sitting off in the corner with his dog. The only time that Norman could feel normal was when it rained. See, now he's wearing a coat, but so is everybody else. So he feels normal now. One day, a boy tried to pull his coat off. Uh-oh, I bet the boy thinks it's weird that he's always wearing a coat, so he's trying to pull it off. And Norman had to run away, hot-faced, angry, and sad. And look, the dog tried to protect Norman, and he even tore a hole in the other boy's pants. He was so upset. He wished he'd never grown those stupid wings. If he didn't have those wings, then Maybe he wouldn't have to wear a coat anymore. He wouldn't have to hide himself. Then he saw some birds high up in the sky and remembered the joy of his first flight. It occurred to Norman that it was the coat that was making him miserable, not the wings. It was the coat all along. The coat, wearing a coat to hide the wings, was making him really, really unhappy. Why don't you take that scruffy old thing off? Suggested his mom and dad. Norman looked up hesitantly, a little bit shy. He doesn't know what they're going to think. His parents smiled back and nodded. So Norman smiled back. And then he threw off the coat and let his wonderful wings fan out. Wow. Yes, those beautiful wings. Finally, he was free of that coat, and Norman leapt into the air. He noticed a few other children were wearing thick, heavy coats of their own. They looked up at Norman and around at one another, a little bit nervously. Do they have wings too? There was a moment's pause, and then whoosh! The sky was filled with flying people. Norman had never felt so happy. Wow, look, all the kids have wings. They're all special too. Wow, they were all trying to hide it from that part of themselves, just like Norman was. He realized there was no such thing as perfectly normal, but he was perfectly Norman, which was just the way it should be. The end. So this book was called Perfectly Norman. Thanks for coming to Storytime, friends, and I'll see you next time.